One day, D199 was talking to Rebecca, Edward, and 17 at Nafford Station about where he helped the passengers with Birdie. It was a bit crazy, but I also dropped off a few passengers for Emily, and I was right on time when I helped Birdie. We already know, D199. You kept telling us. And everyone knows you did help Birdie. At least you didn't notice the ghost. What ghost, Edward? What you meant by that? I meant the ghost brake fan. I had heard about it, and it's where Edward told D199 about it. There was a brake fan, and he was being difficult, and every time he caused a few engines to run late, and even he was difficult to the trucks. Everyone noticed he had problems with it, like he is often difficult to the others. Until later that night, it happened. What happened to the brake van? I don't know, Rebecca, but there was an accident. Later, an engine was getting ready to take a late-night train to the other part of the line. It was coupled up to the engine, but he also didn't notice the brake van was coupled behind it. The brake van waited impatiently for things to be ready. It wasn't long until things were ready and the engine went off, taking the trucks to the other part of the line. But the brake van didn't know it's about to get difficult. On the other line, there was a crate on the track and the engine didn't notice it. When the engine noticed it, the engine tried to put on the brakes, but it was too late. After the accident, what was left of the engine was its remains and the brake fan. Until later, every night, its ghost appeared heading down the line of the engine, blowing its whistle loud, heading down the line, pulling the brake van, heading to where the other part of the line was, and without the engines noticing. Wow, Edward, that made my side rods rattle. It's like it's been crazy. Like when Gordon went into a siding and broke the buffers and derailed, and it went crazy. D199 think it was a bit crazy. I'm still fine from it. And even if I noticed it, it's just probably something. And I'll show you. Later mine will be awesome. And with that, D199 went off. Still didn't know, but he still noticed it's about to be difficult. Later that night, D199 was taking some trucks all the way to Vickerstown Yards. Things were fine, but then he ended up on a bridge. He stopped and then he noticed something. I'm on the other line, and Percy's supposed to be taking the mail train until later. But he didn't know what else. Then a storm came and he didn't know what's going on. And then he noticed a shadow showing a brake fan. What's going on? D199 didn't know what's going on, but he was worried. The brake fan looked at him through the shadows. The brake fan looked at D199. D199 was more worried. Then it disappeared. Now it made D199 more worried. Okay, it's making me worried. I think we should head back. Yeah, driver, we should head back and... Yeah, Stefani, we should. And with that, D199 went off, heading back. He didn't know what he noticed on the bridge. Later, D199 talked to Salty and Cranky about it. At least you didn't went overboard from it. But I really noticed the ghost brake fan. What brake fan? I just noticed it, Cranky. I noticed the ghost brake fan. And D199 explained what Edward had meant.
I noticed it when I was on the bridge, and then it disappeared. Wow, it's like you notice it's just a bit crazy. Think his is a bit crazy, Cranky? I'm not sure, like I didn't notice it. But I did notice it. Like, I really noticed the ghost brake van. It was on the bridge. Then I noticed it, and then it disappeared. Like, I really noticed it. Like, I just really noticed it. D199 was still not sure, but he did notice it, and he just felt a bit more worried about it. Later, Rebecca was refilling on coal, and the coal was refilled to her tender before she has to take a late-night passenger train. D199 talked to Rebecca about it. Did you really notice it? I did, Rebecca. I was on the bridge, and then I noticed a brake van, and then it disappeared. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I did notice the ghost brake van.
Do you think you really noticed it?
Yeah, Rebecca, I did.
Wow, so you really did notice it. Wow, it makes my side rods rattle. But I'll go check.
And with that, Rebecca went off. She noticed later it's gonna be difficult, but she noticed she have to try. Later, it got late, and Rebecca arrived at Navford Station and waited for the coaches to be coupled up, and waited for the passengers to get in.
Hurry up, please! I wish I really did notice it.
Rebecca was still worried, but she noticed she have to try. And she waited as the passengers got into the coaches. The passengers got into the coaches, and the conductor blew the whistle, and Rebecca went off. She noticed later things are about to be difficult, but she knows she has to try. Rebecca arrived at the bridge where D199 noticed the ghost brake van. Rebecca was worried. She stopped right in front of it. And then Rebecca heard something.
Who was that?
Rebecca was worried. She felt like her side rods were rattling from it. Then she noticed a brake van and some trucks.
That must be the ghost brake van that D199 noticed.
Rebecca was spooked. She was worried. She didn't know what else. Before she knows anything else had happened.
Hey, Rebecca. Paxton? What? I thought it was the ghost brake van. Ghost brake van? What did you mean by that?
Rebecca explained everything to Paxton.
Oh, don't worry,
It's only me. I was dropping off a few supplies for the bridge having a few repairs.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know. I just thought it was the ghost brake van that Edward told me about.
Don't worry, it's just I brought the supplies for the bridge having a few repairs.
Thank you, and sorry about it.
It's fine, it happens, and I think you did awesome. And I think you had the courage to notice it.
Thank you, Paxton. Oh, sorry, I have to go. Don't want the passengers to be late. I'll see you later, and thank you.
The passengers thanked Rebecca for being brave for noticing. And Rebecca went off. She noticed it had been a crazy night, and it made her really useful. Later, Rebecca talked to 17 and Henry about it. Looks like you were brave to notice it.
Yeah, Henry, and what happened to D199?
After D199 noticed it, and after the events that happened, he was shunting trucks for what happened.
Wow, looks like he already got it.
He did, Rebecca. It's like he already got it when he got startled.
Yeah.
And Rebecca noticed it was the craziest thing that ever happened. Rebecca noticed things have been a bit crazy, but she noticed She had the courage to notice it, and it had made her really useful.